Have you ever thought some of your favorite spots might be bad for your health? Imagine that my aunt, a lively woman in her 70s, loved going to the grocery store every week more than anything else. She could see old friends, have a social hour, and do her shopping simultaneously. But on one trip, things went wrong when she tripped in the aisle and broke her hip. What seemed like a harmless trip turned into something that changed her life. That's when it hit me. We always go to some places without thinking about how dangerous they might be for older people. You might not think these places are dangerous, but they can be very dangerous if you are in your 70s or 80s. That's why we're going to talk about some familiar places that could be dangerous and why you might want to think twice about going there in this video. Please do not leave me now. What you are about to learn could save your life and keep you from getting hurt. As we age, our bodies change in ways that make some risks more likely to happen to us. Our immune systems and bones get weaker, and we don't have as much energy as we used to. We can easily forget these changes and go about our daily lives as if nothing has changed. But the truth is that our surroundings can affect our health and happiness, especially as we get older in our 70s and 80s. It's not about being afraid. It's about being smart. Knowing about possible dangers in everyday places can help us make choices that keep us safe, healthy, and able to enjoy life for as long as possible. Some of these places need to be more safe. Let's take a better look at them. We all need to buy food. However, those busy hallways can be more dangerous than we think. There are many risks in busy stores, especially for older people. Just picture people rushing around with carts, floors wet from spills, and a huge crowd trying to get through the same small places. If you take a wrong step, you could hurt yourself badly and end up on the ground. As we age, our balance isn't as good as it used to be, and a fall can cause severe injuries like broken bones or even head damage. Everyone is in a hurry in a crowded store, so it's easy to bump into someone or trip over something. When there's a spill, those floors that look so clean and shiny can become very dangerous. Also, how often have you seen someone spill something and not clean it up right away? It's also easy for germs to spread in supermarkets. Think about how many hands have been on the shopping carts, the food, and the cash registers. For older people whose immune systems aren't as strong, this can make them more likely to catch viruses or germs that could give them anything from a cold to something much worse. Considering the risks is essential because even a minor illness can worsen, making it a big problem. Have you ever considered how tiring it can be to go to the store? You have to walk up and down the aisles of a supermarket, and the floors are often complex, which can be hard on your feet and back. The size of these shops makes it more likely that you will get tired or lost because you have to walk around a lot. Also, you're more likely to fall or make a mistake when tired. What's the other choice? Grocery delivery services let many adults get everything they need without leaving their homes. There are also smaller shops and markets in your area that may be less crowded and easier to get around. If you have to go to a more extensive shop, go at off-peak times when it's less busy, and feel free to ask for help if you need it. Using public transportation may seem like an easy way to get around, especially in cities, but older people should be aware of the risks involved. Getting around on buses, trains, and subways can be complicated and stressful because they are often crowded. When you take public transportation, you often have to stand, wait, and move through busy areas. This can be hard on your body, especially when standing on a bus or train. If there is much bumping and stopping, you could lose your balance and fall. The noise, people, and general busyness can be too much for your mind, making you tired and stressed. Things do go wrong. This is true whether a bus quickly stops or a train stops short. You could get hurt or lose your balance. Also, remember how hard it is to get on and off public transportation. There are steep steps, and the moving car can make it easy to miss a step or lose balance. Everyone finds crowded places hard, but for older people, they can be downright dangerous. Keeping your balance when standing on a moving train or going through a crowded station can be challenging. You could fall to the ground with just one push or slip. If you can only take public transportation, you should go when it's less busy. Many places also have transportation services that are less crowded and more comfortable for seniors. Taxis or ride-sharing services may also be better but may cost more. Try to get rides with family or friends, or use a transportation service that is made just for adults. People of all ages should hang out with others, but big groups can be evil for our health as we age. especially during flu season or when sicknesses are easily spread. Many people come together at significant events, each of which could spread germs or viruses. Avoiding others in these situations is almost impossible, even if you're careful. This makes getting sick more likely, which can be especially dangerous for older people whose immune systems aren't as strong. It can be hard to handle being in a big group if you're not used to it. The noise, the movement, and the sheer number of people can be too much for some people, which could lead to stress or anxiety. For some, this can also make them feel confused or lost, making it hard to stay safe in their surroundings. Standing or walking at significant events is expected, like getting through a crowd or waiting in line. However, this can tire older people, give them sore muscles, or cause significant physical strain. You'll likely feel pain or discomfort the longer you're on your feet, making you more likely to fall or have another accident. Instead of going to significant events, you should go to smaller, more personal ones where you can still meet new people without the risks. If you do go to a more significant event, make sure there are places to rest and sit down, and don't be afraid to go outside and get some fresh air if things get too much. As a safer option, you could go to events or gatherings online. One of the best things about life is traveling, but some places can become too dangerous as we age. The risks can be very high, whether in a faraway, unique place or a city with rough terrain. Deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a disease in which blood clots form in the veins, can be especially dangerous for seniors on long flights. This is because they have to sit for long periods. Knowing the risks of DVT before booking that long-haul trip is essential because a clot that gets to the lungs can be fatal. Many famous vacation spots are at high elevations, which can be very dangerous for older people, especially those with heart or lung problems. The change in altitude can make you feel short of breath, dizzy, or even more seriously, sick with altitude sickness. Getting medical care in rural or poorly developed places can be challenging, which is a big problem if you already have a health problem. It can be upsetting and hard to figure out how to use a foreign healthcare system, even in more developed countries, especially in emergencies. When planning your trip, think about places that are easier on the body and where medical help is easy. Taking shorter trips, flying lower, and going to places with well-developed infrastructure is safer. You could also go on a cruise instead. Cruises offer a safer setting and medical care on board, but they also have their risks. Being in nature is good for you, and there's nothing better than walking in the woods or hiking up a beautiful trail. But as we get older, these outdoor activities can become more dangerous. A walk that used to be easy might now be full of obstacles that could put your safety at risk. Sometimes, hiking trails are smoother than the streets or paths you might be used to in cities, even if they get a lot of use. Problems like roots, rocks, and uneven ground can trip up anyone, but they are especially dangerous for older people. In the middle of a forest, far from anyone who can help you right away, a fall on a hard surface can cause severe injuries like broken bones or cuts. Many nature trails are in out-of-the-way places, away from towns and medical services. If something went wrong, like a fall, getting sick out of the blue, or even getting lost, help might not be available immediately. Even though being alone can be peaceful, you'll be there much longer than in a more populated place. The weather and the environment significantly affect outdoor tasks. As we get older, it can be harder to deal with extreme heat, cold, or sudden changes in the weather. Heat stroke, freezing, or even not drinking enough water can quickly turn a nice day outside into a dangerous one. Also, even though wildlife encounters are rare, they can be more dangerous if you can't move quickly or protect yourself. Walking in well-kept parks or botanical gardens with level paths and people who can help is a gentler choice for people who love being outside. There are also hiking groups that are good for seniors. These groups pick safer trails and ensure everyone is helped while walking. Always let someone know where you're going when climbing and ensure your phone is fully charged. For extra stability, consider bringing trekking poles. Even though amusement parks are fun and exciting and bring back memories, they can also be too much for some people, especially older people. The fast-paced environment, loud noises, and physical demands of moving around in such a big area present several risks. Since amusement parks are so big, you may have to walk, stand in line, or even climb stairs a lot. This can be especially hard on older people and cause muscle pain, joint pain, or even more severe problems like dehydration or heat stress, especially when it's hot outside. Even though some rides may look easy, many of them can be very rough on the body, especially for people with osteoporosis, arthritis, or heart problems. Even rides that don't seem too scary can put stress on the back, neck, and joints, which could lead to pain or injury. The noise, crowds, and general chaos of an amusement park can also be too much for some people, making them feel stressed, anxious, or lost. This can make it harder to stay safe in the park and raise the chance of an accident or fall. Instead of a typical amusement park, visit a museum, aquarium, or zoo. These places tend to have more controlled settings and many places to sit down and relax. If you do decide to go to an amusement park, make sure you carefully plan your day. Pick easy rides and activities on the body, take lots of breaks, and protect yourself from the sun and water. Shopping malls have always been fun places to spend the day, whether you want to eat, shop, or walk around. However, shops can be challenging for seniors in several ways, making them less fun and dangerous. Malls are made for walking, and getting from one store to another can take a long time. This can get old, especially if you need help moving around or the mall is busy. Walking, standing, and navigating through groups all the time can make you tired, give you sore feet, or give you back pain. Malls can get busy, especially on the weekends or during sales, just like grocery stores. Doing this makes you more likely to run into someone, lose your balance, or trip over something. In addition, it's easier to get lost or forget your things when many people are around. Many mall floors are shiny and dangerous to walk on, especially near the exits where people may have tracked in water or dirt. While escalators are handy, they can be hazardous if you have trouble keeping your balance. Lifts are safer but can be slow and crowded, making the experience more stressful. Instead of spending all day at a big mall, you should shop at smaller, less crowded stores in your area. Many shops have wheelchairs and scooters available for seniors, so if you decide to go, do so. Another convenient option is to shop online, which saves you from dealing with physical difficulties. Attractions for tourists can be exciting and teach you new things, but they usually have a lot of people, require a lot of physical effort, and are sometimes even dangerous. Some of these things might get too hard or dangerous to enjoy fully as we age. People who want to see popular tourist spots often have to wait in long lines that can last hours. This may be too much for older people and cause pain, especially in their feet, legs, and back. Since there are no seats and you must stay on your feet for an extended time, an exciting trip can quickly become painful. Many people gather in tourist spots, making moving around difficult. Keeping up with a tour group while navigating people and hurdles can be hard on the body and the mind. Also, you might get bumped or pushed, which could cause you to fall or get hurt. Many tourist spots are outside, where visitors are exposed to the weather. It can be harder to deal with cold weather, standing in the hot sun, or going outside in the wind and rain as we age. Extreme weather can cause heat stroke, hypothermia, and other health problems if it lasts for a long time. To escape long lines and lots of people, go to more relaxed attractions at off-peak times. Many well-known places also have video tours that you can use to enjoy the experience from home. If you do go to a high-risk site, make sure you plan your day ahead of time. Bring water, dress for the weather, and use any place to sit or rest. Our eyesight, hearing, and general energy levels worsen as we age. This can make doing things at night harder and even dangerous. Going to a show in the evening, having dinner late at night, or even driving after dark can be very dangerous. As we age, our eyes naturally become less sensitive to light. This makes it harder to see clearly when there isn't much light. This can be incredibly annoying when driving at night or in places with low light. It can also be more challenging to see when headlights or streetlights are approaching you in the dark, making crashes more likely. You may feel tired more quickly in the evening, especially after a long day. You might lose your balance and respond more slowly when you're exhausted. Making mistakes that could cause you to fall or get hurt is also easier. People who go to events at night often have to walk through poorly lit areas, like a parking lot, a dark path, or a theater. The chance of tripping and falling increases because it's harder to see, and the ground might be uneven. City centers and downtown areas are always busy with people doing different things, like shopping, eating, and seeing sights. But these busy places can be too much for seniors to handle and even dangerous, especially since life moves faster and more chaotically there. On busy city streets, there are often many people, cars, bikes, and sometimes even scooters or skateboards. To get around these places, you need quick reflexes and a good sense of what's happening around you, which can become more challenging as we age. There is a higher chance of tripping on uneven ground, getting hit by someone in a hurry, or even getting into a minor traffic accident in these places. Crossing the street in a busy city can be scary. Cars move quickly, and people sometimes walk through red lights without looking. Seniors may need help to cross the street quickly enough, and the stress of trying to get there soon can cause them to trip or fall. It can also be hard to focus on walking safely in a busy city because of all the noise and other things happening around you. The middle of cities are often the most polluted places because there is a lot of noise, dust, and car exhaust. Exposure to these conditions for a long time can worsen breathing problems, raise stress levels, and make you feel tired or lost. The constant noise, like traffic, work, or big groups of people, can also be too much and cause sensory overload. If you love a city's excitement but need help handling the busy parts, you might want to go when the streets are less busy. You could also check out parks or neighborhoods in the city that aren't as busy so you can enjoy the scene without all the noise. If you want to avoid walking through crowded areas while doing certain things in the city, like shopping or eating, consider taking a taxi or ride-sharing service directly to your location. Going to live sports events or big concerts can be exciting, but there are also many risks, especially for older people. People over 50 may find these events less fun and safer because they involve many people, loud noises, and physical demands. A lot of people show up to sporting events and music, making it hard to get around. People are more likely to get pushed, bumped, or even knocked down in these places, especially when rushing or excited. Also, finding your way to and from your seat in a prominent, busy place can be complex and tiring. There is a lot of noise at these events, with loud music, crowds cheering, and statements over the loudspeakers. Long-term exposure to loud noise can hurt your hearing, and for people with hearing loss, it can make the event less fun and more stressful. Even though earplugs can help, they might not be enough to block out all the noise. In a big stadium or performance hall, getting to your seat usually means going up and down stairs, navigating crowds, and standing for long periods. These things can wear you out, especially if you have health problems like pain or trouble moving around. When people are sitting down, the close quarters can also be uncomfortable, especially during long events. You should attend smaller, similar neighborhood events with fewer people and less noise. If you do decide to attend a big event, look for seats that are easy to get to and have more space. There are also quieter places at some venues where you can escape the crowds and noise if needed. You could also watch the events from home, letting you enjoy the experience without the physical duties or risks. One of the best things about life is that it can bring you new situations, cultures, and adventures. That being said, as we get older, some travel places and types can become more complex and dangerous, especially if they involve high altitudes, extreme temperatures, or a lot of physical activity. Places that are high up can be hazardous, especially for older people who already have breathing or heart problems. Altitude sickness, which includes headaches, dizziness, shortness of breath, and tiredness, can happen at high elevations because there is less oxygen in the air. The physical demands of high-altitude settings can be challenging for healthy people. It can also be dangerous to travel to very hot or cold places. People who live in hot spots are more likely to get dehydrated, have heat stroke, and suffer other illnesses linked to the heat. People who live in cold places can get hypothermia or frostbite. As we age, our bodies change how they control temperature, making older people more likely to get sick in high temperatures. It can be fun to travel to remote or poorly developed areas. Still, there are risks, such as being unable to get medical care, having inadequate facilities, or being unable to communicate. People may have a more challenging time getting help in these places if they get sick, hurt, or even lost. When you plan your trip, think about places that are better for seniors, like those with mild climates, good facilities, and easy access to medical care. Choose trips or vacation packages that are made just for seniors. These usually have less hectic schedules, more friendly rooms, and help with mobility issues. Talk to your doctor about your plans to go to a high-risk place and ensure you're ready for the difficulties. Winter sports like skiing can be fun but dangerous, especially for older people. These activities can become more dangerous as we age because they are hard on the body, there is a chance of falling, and the weather is terrible. For winter sports like skiing, snowboarding, and others, you need balance, rhythm, and strength, all of which can weaken as you age. The chance of falling is high. If you fall on snow or ice, you could hurt yourself badly. You could break bones, twist your ankle, or even hit your head. It can be hard on the knees and back, even for skilled skiers, because the sport is physically demanding. The cold weather associated with winter games can also be dangerous, especially for older people. Hypothermia and frostbite are more likely to happen if you're outside for a long time, especially if you're not appropriately dressed or get wet. It can also be more challenging to enjoy sports when you have a condition like arthritis that gets worse in the cold. Winter games are demanding on the body because they require strength, endurance, and flexibility. For older people, skiing, snowboarding, or even just getting around a ski area can be challenging for their bodies. Many ski areas are higher up, which can make things even harder because the lower oxygen levels make it harder to do physical things. Suppose you like the winter feel but want to avoid taking the risks of skiing. In that case, you could do other less strenuous winter activities, like snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, or just sitting in a restaurant and enjoying the view. Besides skiing, many ski areas have things to do, like spa treatments, fine dining, and scenic gondola rides. This way, you can enjoy the winter environment without working out. There you have it, some places and things that might not be as safe as they used to be, especially as we get older. Remember, this doesn't mean giving up the things you love. It means finding safer, more fun alternatives that fit your current lifestyle. Life is all about changing and making decisions that keep you healthy, happy, and powerful. As we continue this journey together, we can make intelligent choices that help us live fully and vibrantly at every stage. For example, we could choose a quiet walk in the woods over a busy city street, or a cozy winter lodge over a busy ski resort. There are many ways to stay active and involved while caring for ourselves. If you found this helpful video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel to get more tips, insights, and ideas that are just right for you. Regardless of age, we'll keep looking for the best ways to live our best lives. Remember to take care of yourself and enjoy life's journey. See you in the following video.